live now. And we are live.
Woo!
Hello, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. We are back for round 2 because round 1 didn't really work. We had some audio difficulties last night, but we have fixed that now.
Yeah.
So everybody let us know if you can hear us okay.
And if you guys see me occasionally look down, I am looking at the comments on another phone as well on YouTube. So I'm watching out for your comments.
Ask away, ask your questions, get them all in. We're going to get through everybody's questions.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We love questions. We love hearing your voice.
Hello, Tracy.
Hello.
Can everybody hear us okay? Hopefully, there's no echo or anything tonight.
I hope not.
Where's everybody from? We had people from all over the world last night.
Oh yeah, we had one from Germany and Tasmania. What did she call it? Tessa for short?
Tassie, I think she called it.
Oh yeah, that still was like dope. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, apparently somebody says you're echoing, Viva. Connor, is she echoing? You shouldn't be echoing. If you're echoing, I'm going to rip my hair out.
No, don't rip your hair out.
Okay, maybe it's me. Hold on. I think it might be my audio. An echo bad. Okay, Viva, speak.
Bop, 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 bop.
Okay, can people still hear the echo? Hello, Jason from Pennsylvania.
Hello, Jason.
Michelle is also in Pennsylvania. We got Lynn in Virginia. Lisa in Maine.
Woo.
Somebody from every state.
Let's try to get all 50 states in here, you guys. One person from each continent. What's up?
Viva, maybe turn your audio down. Is your audio on your phone? She's got earphones in. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've got headphones in. Turn them down.
Anyway, some people say we sound good. I don't think we're ever going to be able to satisfy everybody on here. So, Mama Gear is in the house. Hello.
Hi, Polly. Hi, Mama Polly.
Hello, ladies from Adelaide, South Australia.
Hi, Adelaide ladies.
Hi,
I think
Australia.
They were on with PQ last night, or this morning, rather.
Wait,
if I'm not mistaken.
Anne was?
I think so.
I don't know. I went to bed after I went on, and it was like that was at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I came back on. I came back on this morning. I don't know. Were you there? Did you see it this morning? The end of the live stream.
Close to the end. I woke up around 7 and was like, "Good morning," and they were like, "Oh, guess who's awake? It's Melissa. Hey, Melissa, you want to get on?" I'm still laying in bed like. No.
Yeah, when Ryan said, "You want to get on?" and I was like, "Yeah, okay, let me get." So I just like threw on my pajamas, my robe, and I was like, "Okay, get me on here." I look like trash, but whatever. It was
my God.
Nobody. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
so
honestly,
cares.
I don't think anybody's gonna be too worried about it. Honestly, I was like still hot morning breath. My hair was all sorts of crazy. I was like, "Yeah, there's no way I'm going on." Not at all.
Somebody from Ohio. Hello.
What?
Vanessa's in Minnesota. Jason Evans says, "What's the topic?" The topic is whatever you guys want to talk about tonight, but it's just a girl stream tonight. So if you have any questions about being a woman in the paranormal field, or if there's any women who would like to come on here at some point, we can probably get somebody else on as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We got room. There's room in here.
We got enough love and enough room for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Brian Rowland says hello, Brian. Jessica Carter sounds good. Dubs McDubs, hello, and Anne works with Allison and Cag. Okay, yeah, the Adelaide. What's it called? The group?
Yeah, Adelaide. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Adelaide Most Haunted or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I think something like that.
I don't want to get it wrong.
I'm sorry we're getting it wrong. We know your work and you guys are awesome. I just can't think of it right now. I'm so sorry.
Let's see. What time is it in Adelaide?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's got to be like, I mean, this morning they were, I think, just going to bed when I was getting up, so it's got to be daytime, like middle of the day or something.
Yeah,
morning
something
there.
like that, I'd imagine.
Okay, does anybody have any questions? Haunted Horizons, that's right. I'm sorry.
That's it. Yes. Okay. Good. Yay. Yay.
It's because we were talking about, we were watching clips from Most Haunted this morning on the stream, so that's why I said Most Haunted. Okay, my powerful, strong women of this world. Have a good night. LOL. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Jason.
Yeah, thank you.
We will miss you. Thank you for stopping on.
Absolutely.
It's 9:30 a.m. in Adelaide.
Oh, nice. You guys are just eating breakfast. Yeah, we don't have any specific topic as well. If anybody else just joined us and is wondering, right now we are kind of just talking about different paranormal experiences, our individual experiences. If you guys have any spooky stories you want to tell us about, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook, we are more than welcome to share that with everybody else that is here as well. So also just be sure to share the link from YouTube and the link from Facebook with your friends and have all your friends join in. We're all quarantined together, so we all got to be spooky together. So it never hurts to kind of bring all the paranormal community together on this one.
We want to be together whether we're in quarantine or not. Like, let's bring everybody together.
Exactly,
big
man.
Group spooky hug.
Exactly, spooky hugs.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see from my background.
Oh my god, your room is like spooky dreams. This is what spooky dreams are made of.
Literally, yes. Yes.
Is that ghost light from Target?
No, it's from Amazon.
Oh, really? Because I saw one that was similar last Halloween at Target, but I never got it. Or I think I wanted it, but they were sold out.
That one was actually $20 on Amazon.
Girl,
honestly.
I'm about to.
You better put it in your shopping cart.
Yeah.
Boo.
Let me just go in my. Let me just real quick. We have a question from Lynn. She says, I dream about my mum. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her. Can that happen?
I honestly think so. In my own opinion, I think it might just be an unfinished message that she might have for you. I don't know what your opinion on that would be.
So I have had that. I've had a very similar experience when I lost my granddad. I was supposed to go over to England to see him, because we knew that he was kind of in his final days, and he died the day before we were supposed to leave, I think it was. And so I never got to say goodbye to him, and I had a dream about him where he was telling me basically that everything was fine and that he had to go, and I kept saying to him, no, like, I have to tell you so much, like, I can't believe you're here right now, I've got so much I've got to catch you up on, and he said, you can't, I have to leave, but, like, don't get upset about it. So I think that's a similar thing.
Yeah. It's always hard.
Like, gave me some closure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think having even just a moment to see them in your dream is something very comforting and something very soothing, just to know that they're there with you and for you. So some people might kind of get freaked out about it if they see their grandpa or they see a loved one of theirs, like whether it be in their house or in their dream, but ultimately they're just watching over you. I think that's my honest opinion of it.
Yeah. I think so too. It's a nice thought. Wesley says, hello, India and Viva. Hello, Wesley.
Hello. I also see a question from Karita. It says, what's your favorite paranormal experience? Thank you, Karita, for your question.
Like, wait, you can go first because I need to think about this question.
Oh. I have quite a bit. I've been to several different places within like a 2-hour range of Marietta, Ohio. Honestly, it is really hard. The one that kind of jumps out to me is just here. We have our tour office and our shop located at the Anchorage, which is here in Marietta. And We do ghost hunts there. We do public ghost hunts, private ghost hunts, haunted history tours, all that fun stuff. And there was one instance where it was after a public ghost hunt. Me and one of my coworkers were going throughout the house just to make sure all the lights were out and nobody was hiding anywhere. It's a big 22, 23 room sandstone mansion. So we're kind of just walking through the halls, making sure everything's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. And I turned to the main hall on the second floor. If anybody has been to the Anchorage, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I turned to the main hall on the second floor and I see this dark shadow just lunge towards me. My immediate thought is just to get out the way. But as I'm kind of like falling backwards to get away from this apparition, it completely just kind of like dissipates like smoke right in front of me. And that was at the Anchorage. That's a place that I'm used to being in and used to the energy there. But every so often, something always ends up surprising me, which is that one was definitely awesome.
Yeah, that sounds it.
Yeah.
That's like what everybody's in here for. Like, yeah, that's what I want to experience.
Those stories are crazy.
Yeah.
Holly Gear said the Anchorage is awesome. It is.
I know. I want to go. As soon as everything gets back to normal.
Yes.
I'm gonna come up there.
Yes, definitely.
And we're gonna have a spooky sleepover and do spooky crafts with David.
Woo! Yes. That's fine by me.
My favorite paranormal experience. Okay, so like one that kind of makes me laugh is when I was at Brushy Mountain, and I was on the Nick Groff tour at the time. This was a few years ago, and they had one of the geoport things, which is basically, if you don't know what that is, anybody, it's like basically like the portal that we use on our show. But I think it uses an app instead of a spirit box. And there was a lady in the group, and she had ginger hair, and one of the guys asked, "What do you think of this lady?" I can't remember what her name was. "What do you think of this lady?" And this voice came through clear as day and went, "Sexy."
Ooh, all right.
And I'm like, that just made me laugh. Like ghosts don't always have to be scary. Sometimes it can just be like a good laugh. And I think people forget that sometimes.
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot of people think of the paranormal as something that's like, because a lot of people see, for example, Ghost Adventures and think it's like, oh my God, dude, holy crap, dude, what's that? And honestly, there's so many funny moments when you're ghost hunting that it's genuinely just the best. Like something like that is hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm. It was a good laugh, and like you need that comic relief sometimes, especially when you're somewhere like Brushy Mountain, where you've got all these like violent inmates and it's dark, it's scary.
Definitely.
Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
Michaela. Think the body from Gina Hall could be somewhere in the St. Albans Sanatorium area ground. I don't know, Viva, are you familiar with that story about St. Albans? So there was a girl that was she went missing near St. Albans, somewhere near there, and I don't think her body was never found. And some people think that she is actually at St. Albans, and some people think that her body has been like split into parts, and some of her body is there. I have no idea. Actually, so the lady she's like the owner's sister, she said that there is some like a boiler or a well or I think it's a well. There was a well in St. Albans that somebody bricked up for some reason, and they don't know why, and so they think that she could be in there, in that well that they bricked up. But yeah, I have no idea. I have no clue.
That's
Nobody
definitely
does.
A very, very strange one.
Yeah.
Mr. Bunny asked if I've ever been to Point Pleasant. No. Surprisingly enough, I have not been to Point Pleasant. I don't know why. But I need to go there because I need to take a picture with that Mothman statue. It has to be done before I kick the bucket. I want to do all the Mothman things because that whole urban legend, lore, all that fun stuff is so cool to me, and I need to definitely go there. So thank you for reminding me, Mr. Bunny, that I need to go to Point Pleasant.
To find the Mothman.
Yes, I have to find him. He owes me $5.
Yeah. He owes me 2 honeys.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Love Anchorage. I feel like she misses me.
Yes. The Anchorage misses everybody. I think since it's been so vacant for so long that it's probably going through some withdrawal at the moment, honestly.
Yeah. I think a lot of... we were talking about this the other night, but I think that a lot of the places now, because they're so deserted, I think that when everybody goes back, it's just going to be crazy. Like, there's going to be such crazy activity because it's like kind of like everybody's had a rest. Like, all the ghosts have had a rest, and I think they're probably ready now to, like, get back to it.
Oh, they're ready to mess some stuff up. That's what I'm guessing. Honestly, I think that's exactly what's going to end up happening.
Let's see. What is your favorite equipment to use? I'll let you go first.
Honestly, I like the spirit box. It's a very, if you're familiar with it, it's a very simple tool. But for anybody that's not familiar with it, what it basically does is sweep through the radio frequencies and creates a white noise for spirits to be able to manipulate and speak through it. So you can have a good bit of time, depending on the entity you're interacting with, a one-on-one conversation with them, and you can hear their voice and they can answer you very, very clearly. I genuinely love the spirit box. It feels a little bit more personal using that piece of equipment because you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of like people, like it causes a lot of turmoil in the field, people fighting over whether it's real or not. But I tell everybody that uses the spirit box, you need to try the Estes method. Put on some noise-canceling earphones, and have somebody else ask the questions and just say what you hear, and you will be really shocked with what you find.
Listen, if you hear Ariana Grande come through, that's just the radio. I mean, I doubt she's not dead, you know? Yeah. So I always take, sometimes I take music with a grain of salt, but most of the time, like especially at the Anchorage, whenever we used it, there's one prominent spirit that always comes through. His name is Eddie McTaggart, and he's very vocal. He will say hi, and he will tell us that like how we're decorating the house is tacky. Like he's very like in your face and like very honest with you, and we love communicating with him with the spirit box for sure.
That's me as a ghost.
Right? It's like Tim Gunn, but as a ghost, it's like designers. Like it's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that is funny.
Dope. It's pretty funny. Also, just a quick reminder for everybody on YouTube, Super Chat is open if you guys want to donate to the next once after quarantine investigation.
Well, we've got 3 lined up right now, so hopefully it's all lifted soon.
Yes.
And we are gonna blow your minds with some ghost show stuff. I'm
excited. We're
gonna contact all the spirits.
All of them. I do have a question here from Justin on YouTube. It says, do you have any rituals/habits you do prior to starting an investigation? I'll let you start with that one.
Okay, so prior to starting an investigation, the only ritual that I really have is Connor and I listen to the Ghostbusters theme song on the way there. Just to get pumped up for it, we have to do it at least once. And then I listen to a lot of Fleetwood Mac beforehand.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that's about it really. Like, I don't really have any way of getting ready. Just doing that. What about you?
I honestly think that the one ritual every paranormal investigator should have is just changing all of your batteries. That is the very first thing. That is the very first ritual/habit that we have before we investigate is making sure all the batteries are full. Other than that, we don't really. I personally don't do like any special prayer or anything like that. I just kind of go in like head first, just to see what the particular place has in store for me. It's usually not until after the investigation is over that we kind of do our cleansing and all that fun stuff. Oh, I just realized something. I do one other thing. Tourmaline. Do you know about tourmaline, like black tourmaline?
I mean, I know what it is, but I don't. What do you do with it? Like,
We usually will, like, sometimes we have necklaces, tourmaline necklaces, or like we'll have a tourmaline stone and we'll keep it in our pocket and everything. And it's supposed to kind of protect you and get rid of negativity and negative spirits and stuff like that. So that's
you know
definitely
what?
one thing we
I
always
think
have.
I actually have a tourmaline necklace. I think I do.
Hey, yeah.
I need to wear
awesome.
it.
Yeah, tourmaline is awesome. Every place that I've gone, I've always had tourmaline, and I've never had any issues whatsoever. Tourmaline is honestly the best.
There you go. Straight from the expert. Tourmaline.
I'm not. Don't you put that label on me. Because
sorry, there's no experts in the paranormal field. Don't come for me.
I don't care if you have a TV show. You are not an expert.
No.
Anything can happen at any moment, and you just don't know. So definitely not an expert on that.
Let's see what it. Ooh. Somebody said crystals.
Yeah.
I know crystals are quite popular.
Yes, crystals are awesome.
Let's see. No protection prayers. I'm not religious, so protection prayers probably wouldn't do anything for me. But I do like sometimes to burn Palo Santo wood because I just find it really calming. And sometimes you just are so hyped up when you're doing this stuff, and you can get really upset. So it's nice to just like be calm.
Yeah. We usually do saging after the investigation, like I said. But it's not much of a prayer, if that makes any sense. I kind of just like sass. I'm very sassy. I don't know if you can tell.
You don't say.
I usually keep it very secret, I keep it on the hush. But typically at the end of our investigation, we're saging each other and saging ourselves and everything. And I usually say, if you don't plan on getting a job and helping me pay bills, you're not allowed to come in my house, because I already got 2 kids and I got a husband and I don't need no more headaches. Amen. Hallelujah. And that's what I say.
Unless you're paying rent, go away.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. They don't plan on paying bills, so you're not allowed in my house. Sorry. I don't care what kind of spirit you are.
I agree. I think there's at least one that's here right now, and I think somebody had a question about, do you have spirits that follow you? Yeah, I think we bring stuff home, and I think there's one that is just always with me all the time, and he's a male from what I can gather. But we have one right now. Last night we were talking to Paranormal Quest on their live stream, and something like made a big bang in the kitchen. So.
All right now.
It was probably like, stop talking about me like that.
Like, don't badmouth me.
Yeah.
Alex did say on YouTube in the comments that I've been testing a necrophonic or portal app lately. I wasn't convinced at first, but I've been getting intelligent conversations in a local accent. Do you guys ever get this when using them? Like a portal app on your phone?
Yeah. I've used the necrophonic app, and the very first video that I did with Connor was just us using that app and using a spirit box. And so we got relevant. Here's the only relevant response I think we really got was, I sneezed and it said bless you twice. But the more that I listen to that app, and I've used it quite a bit, the more that I start to recognize the same kind of speech patterns and the same thing, like words over and over. So I'm not too convinced about that one. Yeah. I don't know. Do you use the apps at all?
I use a few apps. There is I think there's one called Ghost Hunting Tools, and it's kind of like a hand print is like the app icon is the blue handprint. But it's kind of like an ovulus where it pulls out words and stuff like that for spirits to come through and manipulate. And honestly, even though it's an app, and of course there's certain things and different things that kind of can make it seem as though it's fake, I guess. We have had so much intelligence come through with that app. Also with the Portals app, I've also used that before, and there's a hotel here in town called the Lafayette Hotel. If you guys haven't seen that building, you should definitely look it up because it's awesome. But yeah, we've used it there in the Lafayette Hotel, and we've gotten intelligent voices come through. There's a little boy that's in the basement, and he's been able to communicate with us through that. So I do like using, or at least testing out, apps on phones, but a lot of them are kind of just BS. You know how they have those ones where it's like an apparition of a ghost in the corner, and it's like, oh my god, there's a
Ghost radar.
Yeah, ghost radar. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's a mess.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely have to look out for the apps.
PSVR Paranormal Pursuit. Hello, thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to scroll through these. Hensley Paranormal TV. Hello.
Yeah, Hensley
Sage
also said that he uses the Necrophonic app, and it works great. So.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten responses through it. I just have noticed that a lot of the stuff that comes through, I'm like, I've heard it say that before. Yeah. Like, no matter where I am. So, I don't know. What? Ovulus 28th of the month. Okay.
I don't get that one. I'm sorry if I'm slow.
I think they're trying to make a bad pun. I think.
Oh, a pun.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm not good with puns.
I think it's about females. I think. I'm not sure, but I think that's where that one's going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It went over and then it came. Okay.
Yeah. It was hilarious. We are very chuckled by that.
That was a good one. Do you have a paranormal experience that is like the pinnacle experience that you've ever had in your whole life, like the biggest experience?
No.
No?
I feel like all my paranormal experiences have been on kind of the same level. I've never had one where I've been like, oh, that's a ghost. I cannot move. That's a ghost. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. They've all been on just kind of the same, like, oh, that was very bizarre. Actually, there was one recently when we were filming at the residential that we've been doing the haunted house series at. The camera was off and we were taking a break, and I felt somebody pull my hood, like as if a real person had pulled my hood, and I screamed. And then my first thought was, oh, that was Connor sneaking up on me, but Connor was in front of me, so that doesn't make any sense.
Oh wow.
That was probably like the one time where I was like, oh my god, I've been touched by something that I can't see. Do you have an experience? Or is it the one you told me about earlier? Or?
No, I actually have tons of like really big experiences, but the Pinnacle one, I don't know if any of my friends are here in the comments or whatever, but most likely they've heard this one before, so I'm sorry I'm saying it again. It's very long-winded, so everybody get a snack, prepare yourself. But originally, I'm from New York City. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, actually. And when I was younger, I was with my husband, and he came to New York to visit me and everything because he's originally here from Ohio. And we were going to dinner. We were on the train and walking to the restaurant that we were going to, and the restaurant was just past Ground Zero, where the World Trade Center was.
Mm-hmm.
But across the street, kind of, sort of, there is this really old church and this really old graveyard that's there. Barely anybody really goes to the church, but like the pastors and the people like keep it up and everything. But it was really late at night, and we were walking past the grounds of this church in the graveyard, and I saw this man in a suit, like a very tattered looking suit, just kind of like very confused, like walking back and forth, like pacing as we're walking. And I'm like, in my head immediately, I'm just like, oh gosh, here goes a crackhead. Because it's New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see him, and he's pacing, and he's very confused, like very bewildered as to what was happening. And I'm steady staring at him. My husband, which was my boyfriend at the time, didn't notice him at all. I looked away to see if he saw him, and then I looked back, and he was staring directly at me. And he went from being in the center of the graveyard to right there at the gate where I was walking past. But it's strange because as we were walking, he was like following us, but it wasn't like he was walking with us. It was just like he was teleporting from bar to bar to bar. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And he was genuinely like reaching out to me and like screaming for me. But I couldn't hear what he was saying. Like he was just like talking and screaming and like reaching his hand through the bar. But I genuinely could not hear him, but you could tell he was in a lot of anguish. It was definitely very, very crazy. So me and my husband, we walk, we get to the restaurant, we eat, and as we're walking back past Ground Zero, before we get to that cemetery again, I stop him and I say, hey, this happened as we were walking to the restaurant. Just to give you a heads up, I don't want to walk on that side of the street where the graveyard is. And he understands that I have some sort of like sixth sense or sensitivity and everything. And he helps me as much as he can, So he's like, oh, of course, like we don't have to walk over there. So we crossed the street completely out of our way from our direction. But we crossed the street, and I just kept looking over there. And he just kept telling me, don't look, just don't look. And I could see this man at the bars with his suit on, just looking like he was like screaming for help and like reaching his hands through the bar and everything. Of course, if you are not familiar with Ground Zero and the World Trade Centers and everything, this was definitely way after 9/11 happened, and I believe it could have possibly been one of the people that had died during that time. Maybe somebody who had jumped from the building, or like when the building came down, they died, or when the plane hit, they died. I don't know exactly what. But it was definitely very jarring for me, and that's one place that I will never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life go. I will go to pretty much any haunted location, but to go to the World Trade Center or anywhere near that area, whenever I go to New York, I completely avoid it like the plague.
Mm-hmm. That is spooky.
Oh, very. That's like the top paranormal experience that I've ever had.
Wow. I'm just going to cut in here just to say thank you so much to Justin for his super chat.
Oh, thank you, Justin! Woo-hoo!
Go,
Justin!
Thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate every single super chat that we receive because it helps us film. Like, every dollar goes towards filming these episodes and putting out this content for you guys. So thank you so much for that.
Go, Justin. I need
to start like writing songs about these people.
For Justin, can we get some ghost emojis in chat for Justin, you guys?
Yeah, ghost emojis for Justin. Ghost out for Justin.
Ghost out for Justin. I'm sorry, that was a very long-winded story.
No, that was really interesting, and I've been to Ground Zero. I went to the museum, and it's something else. I remember seeing a piece of paper that somebody had wrote. It was a man had wrote something like, "I'm on this floor, help me," and there was blood on the paper. like it was his blood on the paper, and it was just there. And I saw it was a little stuffed animal with a Winnie the Pooh sticker on it that one of the children in the planes had, and it's just like,
Oh wow,
it's so upsetting. It really, really is.
Yeah, that's definitely one place I will never ever go. Like I said, I never claimed to be a psychic or a medium or anything like that, but I know that I have some third eye of sorts. And to be in a place like that would just make me crumble. I would not be able to hold anything in. I wouldn't be able to kind of push anything away. I would just be completely vulnerable and open to whatever's there. And I don't think I'd be able to mentally come back from it.
Yeah, and especially because they have the remains of unidentified people there. So
Yeah.
it would, yeah, I can imagine if you did have some sort of like sensitivity or sixth sense or something like that, it would be a crazy, crazy place to go. Like you would probably feel so drained.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be overwhelming. Also, we got a $5 super chat from Hensley Paranormal.
Hensley
TV.
Paranormal! Woo! Go, Hensley
let's get some
Paranormal TV. I'm
ghost
guessing you have a
emojis.
channel, so everybody go subscribe to Hensley
Yes,
Paranormal TV.
Absolutely. Let's
That
get some
is
ghost
so
emojis
generous.
and chats for everybody. That is awesome.
Thank you so much. Everybody give some ghost emojis. Ghosts out for Hensley Paranormal TV.
Ghosts out for Hensley Paranormal TV.
Woo, thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate it.
We didn't forget about you, Justin. Ghosts out for Justin as well.
Yeah, ghosts out for Justin and Hensley Paranormal TV.
Okay, well, I'm going to scroll back up because I was talking and I didn't get to see if we had any questions. Oh, Karita! I just realized there is a comment from Karita Miller that said, "The chair, Viva." I know Karita. I am an investigator with her with Hidden Marietta, and she is referring to a very big paranormal experience that happened at the Anchorage. We had, I didn't mean, wait, did you have something to say? I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a big paranormal experience there. We were doing a public ghost hunt, and it was actually completely not packed, but we sold out of all of our spots. Pretty much everybody started like leaving for the evening, and there was I think about 5 people left. They were like hardcore ghost hunters, like we're staying to the end sort of thing. And so we decided, me and Karita, we're like, okay, well, we don't want to sit here in the office while they're investigating. Let's go join them. So we made sure we locked up all the doors downstairs so we can actually go and investigate. We turned the lights off in our office as well, just to make sure that nobody was able to come in. Nobody could like try to like sneak in and like scare us or anything. So me and her are investigating with everyone. And just randomly out of nowhere, we're upstairs and we're coming down to the first floor from the second floor. And we hear this loud, like, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And immediately all of us are just like, what was that? Yeah, and we all know that we are all accounted for, the 5 people that were there to investigate, and then me and her. So we go to the first floor. We're going from room to room. We can't find any source of this noise. But we had the door for our office locked because we didn't want anybody to like sneak off and go in the office or whatever. So somebody was like, "Hey, Viva, can you open this door over here? This is the only place we haven't checked." I'm like, "Okay, it's the office. Like we have everything locked in there, but okay." So I unlock it for them and I walk away, and they open up the door and they're like, "Is this supposed to be like this?" And I'm like, "What's supposed to be like what?" And I go into the office, I open up the door, and we have this old like antique chair. It's like really, really pretty. And it was completely almost thrown across the room and flipped upside down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it went from being like, I think I could say it probably flew 10 feet across the room and was just upside down, just sitting there, when we know that everything in that office was perfectly fine before we left. So needless to say, everybody was ready to go after that.
And that is why you always stay until the end of the ghost hunt.
Exactly, because something always happens. It never fails.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Yeah.
We have a question from Alex. He says, have you ever heard answers to your questions heard in real time by your own ears without any tech? I have. When I was at the Octagon Mansion. I don't know if it was an answer to my question, but I was sitting on the floor with the portal going, and John, the guy who runs the place, was standing next to me, and I heard a man say something that wasn't on the portal. It was like by my ear, and I looked at him and I was like, did you just say something? He was like, no. And when we played it back, you can hear a voice on the camera. So yeah. And I've heard it. We heard a man talking at the residential house, the haunted house series. We heard a man talking outside. Yeah, it's not too often you hear that, but I'm sure you've heard something in your time of doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The most recent thing that's happened, because quarantine, all that fun stuff. So the very last place that I have been to investigate is the Anchorage. We hadn't been at the Anchorage for a very long time, but we were having a psychic readings and henna sort of event there. So one of the psychic readers, the tarot card readers, needed an extra table. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the back of the house, go through the kitchen, like all this way and that way, just to go and get the table. I went completely by myself, and of course I wasn't investigating or anything. But as I'm crossing the threshold from the kitchen to the storage area that we have in the back of the house, I hear someone in my ear, and I could like literally feel cold air as they were speaking say, hi, like very deep in my ear. And I turn around. This is literally me. Hold on. Let me reenact this for y'all. Walking.
That's how I'd be too.
Like, I genuinely thought somebody was behind me playing a joke. It was like that close to my ear. I genuinely thought somebody had snuck up behind me. And my only reaction after that was, come on, man, y'all play too much.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So I grab the table and I take it to the card reader. I'm like, here, man, take your table. And like, what's wrong? I'm like, they play too much whispering in my ear. And I walk away all mad. I go drink my coffee. I was like, dang it.
You saying that actually reminded me. I did have an experience when I was living at my parents' house when I was a teenager. I was lying in bed one night and I was falling asleep, and all of a sudden I hear a man yell in my ear, and I can feel his breath on my neck, and I like jumped out of bed. I was like, oh my god. And then I was thinking, okay, well, I was falling asleep, so I probably dreamt it. Well, a few days later, I was washing my hands at the sink, and the same thing happened, and a man yelled in my ear, and I felt the breath on my neck. And I don't know, he wasn't really yelling any words, it was just kind of like a like in my ear. So yeah, that happened, and I felt breath on my neck, which is really weird because, I mean, dead people don't breathe.
Yeah, that's the weirdest feeling when you're just walking through some place that's haunted or doing an investigation and you feel a breath on you. It's like, dude, you're dead. You're not even supposed to be breathing. Like, what?
Yeah, like save the air for the living, please. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing
come on,
right now?
man. Save the air for the people that actually have physical lungs. That'd be great.
Hello, Connor. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we are working tonight, so I'm happy about that. We finally get to do this. Hensley Paranormal TV, it is not about how much you give. It's just the fact that you could even give us anything. Like, we don't expect anybody to give us anything. Like, every time somebody gives me a super chat, we are so grateful. We can't even tell you. We are so grateful.
It's awesome. Like, honestly, we really do. They really appreciate it.
It's you guys are the most generous people in the world. Like, I can't thank you enough. So thank you.
Yeah, the paranormal community is like great. Honestly, there's so much love and compassion and friendship in the paranormal community that I genuinely don't think you can find anyplace else. Honestly.
It's the best. Like, I'm so glad that, like, I met Viva, and I'm so glad that I met like people like Paranormal Quest. It's just like it's so much fun when you have all these people that have this similar interest, but then like you connect on all these other levels as well. Like we just met Paranormal Quest because they have a YouTube channel, but now like we talk to them every day. Like they're like our really good friends. So it's nice to have that in the field.
They're annoying, but I love them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I can't stand them, but
oh god,
I'm just there for Nova.
Those Paranormal Quest guys, don't even get me started. Let's see here. Have you ever had something follow you home from an investigation? Any negative or anything negative? That was from Wesley on YouTube. We did touch a little bit on that earlier. I don't know if you probably just joined us, which I thank you for joining us. I've never had anything follow me home. I try to keep myself as protected as possible. And like I say, every time I leave an investigation, I tell them if they don't plan on paying bills, they can't come to my house. So there's that. Yeah.
And I touched on it earlier, but yeah, we have weird things happen after investigations. I wouldn't say anything particular. I can't say it. I can't speak right now. Particularly. Anyway, nothing negative. Just like sometimes a little bit like maybe a little bit pushing the boundaries. Like you're going a little too far. As in like sometimes like I was in the shower and felt something touch my butt one time, and I was like, "That's a little too far. You need to."
You gotta tell them they better pay next time, girl.
Yeah, I was like, "Girl, you better let me know before you start."
They better be up in these super chats.
You better send me a super chat before you start doing that. Like, I was like, at least buy me a drink. Like, it freaked me out pretty bad. But nothing like that negative.
I love you too, Connor.
I love Viva. She seems so chill, and I love the way she tells stories. Viva is hilarious. She's so funny.
Thank you.
She found pants for the live stream, which is amazing.
Yes, I got pants on.
She has pants on, everybody. Viva's got pants on. She couldn't find her pants, so we almost had to cancel. Just kidding, but she couldn't find her pants.
Yeah, she told me not to, like, don't worry about it, but I'm like, I literally have to wear pants. Like,
it's the internet. Like, I could be wearing no pants and nobody would know.
I know, but I mean, for me, I'm a very, like, I like to move it, you know? I like to move it. So I like to make sure I have pants.
It's like, oh my god, have you seen, because, like, everybody's trying to use that Zoom software now for meetings. Did you see the video of the woman who went to the toilet?
Yep.
And she didn't know that they could still see it.
Yes! Oh my god.
I can't imagine how mortified you would be.
I mean, me personally, I don't get embarrassed by a lot. I don't know if you guys could tell. But honestly, I probably would have just been like, listen, we all do it. Y'all keep going.
I would have been like, and I'm quitting. That was my notice. Bye-bye.
This is my resignation. This is the last time you all will see me. You have a good evening. Yeah, definitely.
LOL, you ladies are great. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Have any of you been to Bobby Mackey's?
I have not.
I
don't know if I'd want to go there, though.
It's a dark place, judging by the history.
Not because I'm afraid, but because it's a bar. And a haunted bar just sounds like a lot of people having spirits while they're talking about spirits. And I'm like...
I mean, that's the dream, though.
You ain't lying. But yeah, honestly, if I had the chance to go to Bobby Mackey's, I definitely would go just to be like, yeah, I've been to Bobby Mackey's. But it's not very high up on my list of places to go, though, honestly.
Me neither. I mean, there's so much hype over it. And I think if I went, I'd probably be disappointed because I'd probably get nothing.
Yeah.
But
they probably get exhausted.
Huh?
They probably get exhausted. There's so many people going in and out to investigate. And this time right now is probably so relaxing and nice for all the spirits everywhere, you know?
Not to mention, it's so expensive to investigate Bobby Mackey's if you want to do it, like, privately. Oh,
I know.
Like,
I know.
No.
I know.
No, I would rather spend it elsewhere.
Yeah, I find that, like, the places that have been on TV are like crazy, outrageously expensive. Unfortunately, but also luckily, if that makes any sense. The places that we have available here in Marietta haven't been on TV, so we kind of just like keep it at a specific price, just so it's affordable and it's not going to put too many dents in your pocket or anything. And if you split it amongst like 8, 10, 12 people, then you're pretty golden, honestly.
Yeah, the problem is though, people just they keep buying that stuff. Like they like with I'm sure like places like Waverly Hills or like well-known places. If people keep paying outrageous prices, they're gonna keep rising the prices.
Yeah,
this is how it goes.
Because they know that people are gonna pay it no matter what.
Yeah, unless people boycott them, they're not gonna stop. Like it's just gonna keep going up and up and up and up. And there's nothing wrong with like having a business and making money, but you can lower the prices a little bit for some of the places. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I know that they are trying to help with a lot of places. They're helping restore it and keep it clean and try to help build the presence of it, like so it's visually appealing and everything. But realistically, a lot of these places are really run down and they're messy and they smell weird and all these other crazy things. So it's like, where is the money actually going to?
Yeah, it's like they say that the money's being used for like restoration, but then like years will go by and it's no different. It's like, what are you actually doing here?
Yeah.
Connor says, when my son, this is Connor Moran, not Connor Biddle. Not my Connor. When my son was first born, he was sleeping next to me in bed, and out of nowhere, a man's voice woke me up saying, "The blanket's over his head." I jumped up and looked over at my moose, and it was very crazy. That's somebody like helping you out there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good spirit to keep around, because it seems like they're looking out for you, they're looking out for your family, and if they got good vibes like that, I would definitely keep that kind of spirit around for sure. Okay.
Judy.
I was going to say, Judy had one here on YouTube. Have you ever heard of an attachment to a paper candle balloon? You know, the kind of bunch of people light and they float up.
Nope.
No. Do you have a story about that, Judy? If you have a story, please feel free to let us know, because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I've not heard of that before.
Yeah. Connor also said, "Viva, I first started watching you on Paranormal Quest." Thank you.
Those PQ guys that keep coming up all the time. They're everywhere.
Gosh, those PQ guys.
Those
Don't even
PQ
get me
guys.
Started. Yeah, the PQ guys are awesome. We love them very, very much. We can't wait for this quarantine to be over so we can all hang out, because that is going to be dope.
Mr. Bunny says, "I think there needs to be paranormal organization with state and county chapters and registration and yearly conventions, guest speakers, awards, and trade show equipment."
That's very interesting.
There are some teams, like I know Prism Paranormal has different state chapters. I can't think. There's another one as well, but I can't think what they're called. But yeah, like a trade show for ghost hunting equipment, that would be awesome.
Definitely. I think that'd be a very, very interesting idea for sure.
Yeah.
Hensley is doing an investigation, I'm assuming at Bobby Mackey's on June 28th. That's awesome. Tell us how it I can't speak. Tell us how it goes.
I got a 2 investigation for $25 a person, as long as you have more than 4 people. How long do you get for $25 a person? Bobby Mackey's? They must have changed that, because last time I looked, it was like, it's at least $1,000 deposit.
Yeah. Mr. Bunny said, how much to rent a night? Do you mean at the Anchorage? If you're meeting at the Anchorage to do a private ghost hunt there, it is $400. The minimum is, I don't really think there's a minimum, honestly. But the maximum for sure is, I think, 15 people. But you split that 400 between 15 people. If you have just 2 people, like Connor and India wanted to come, it'd just be 200 apiece. And it would last from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. And a lot of the times we can get get you in there for a lot longer than that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If you're nice. If you're nice to the spirits.
Use promo code Viva.
Spend the night in Chillingham Castle. You'll love it. 72 known spirits there and counting. Ooh. I really want to do, I mean, I'm from the UK, so I really would like to film some episodes there. And like castles are crazy. Doing an investigation at a castle would be insane, but you'd need like a week. You'd need a week to do it because they're so big.
Yeah, and I would definitely carry a sword everywhere I went.
Oh, I'd be dressed as one of them like medieval princesses.
I'm gonna be your knight in shining armor. I'm gonna have chainmail on. I'm gonna have a sword. It's gonna be like Bill and Ted.
I'll be riding on a horse.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I would love to go to England and do some investigations over there. I know, like you said, the castles over there are amazing and very historic. I know that there is one place or a specific place is like the tunnels of London or something.
The London Dungeons?
Yeah.
Or the one, or somebody, wait, Ryan mentioned this the other night, something about tunnels under London?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard of that, but I'm sure there are.
Yeah, there's like plague pits and stuff that they kind of just like buried, and there's like this little underground tunnel system that like kind of leads to it. And there are certain portions that are occupied, like there's like a Tunnels of London like haunted house attraction or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. I would like to go there. That'd be pretty awesome.
I've always wanted to go to the catacombs in Paris. I want to go down there with a cataphile. I don't just want to go to the tourist part. Like, I want to go to the scary part.
Okay, so here's the thing. I would love to do that, but if it turns into that movie As Above, So Below,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna have to fight somebody.
I mean, there's a risk of like the ceiling caving in on you. You can get lost and never find your way out again. And if you go missing down there, the police won't go down there and look for you because you weren't supposed to be down there. So
yeah, there's this lost footage that this guy was down there. Do you remember seeing that? He had a camera.
Yeah, the camera.
That
they found.
Yeah, and the very last thing that you see is like him freaking out. The camera drops and you see like his feet running away in the water, and then it just eventually just dies. I'm like, that's crazy. Super weird.
That footage is really spooky.
Very much so.
And it was like, I don't know if you ever saw when Zach Bagans did a special where he went to the catacombs. Did you ever see that?
I'm pretty sure
they had a camera that just like disappeared. Like it was like somebody stole it. Because they put cameras all the way down their path as they went deeper into the catacombs.
Yeah.
And they went back for one camera and it was gone. Yeah. Makes you wonder like who's living down there.
Yeah, I feel like they should have had like a connection to like a TV screen or something like up above where somebody could be watching the cameras. So that way if one of them did disappear, you can kind of see where it's going or who grabbed it and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch that one. That seems pretty cool.
It's a scary place.
I don't doubt it.
Property tax? What are we referring to there?
What the market will bear, they say. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Mr. Bunny, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. They're talking about the lanterns as well that Judy had mentioned up above. It's a Chinese tradition. I remember that. I know they had that in that movie Tangled. Yeah, the lanterns.
I think everybody knows them from Tangled.
Yes.
When
Alex said that he liked that movie, As Above, So Below, right? I've seen that. It was crazy. Man, it was crazy. I was like, what the hell? It was awesome. Another place that I would tunnel people, Mr. Bunny said tunnel people. Another place that I would love to go, but it would probably never happen in my entire life. Are you ready for this?
Wait. Okay.
Chernobyl.
Oh, yeah, that would... Imagine the photos you could take there. Like, they would be amazing.
Imagine the cancer you could get there, because that place is still radioactive.
I mean, worth it for the Instagram, you know? Worth it for the show.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah, no. I would not go, but if it was not radioactive, I would. Like, it's, who wouldn't?
I would love to go there. I like watching the show. I think it's called Destination Truth with Josh Gates. I don't know. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. They went to Chernobyl, and there was like a full episode, and you had to pass like different checkpoints before you even got there. Then there's like a Geiger meter, and like once it reaches a certain point, you have to get out, or your face is gonna melt off.
Oh my god, that is just terrifying.
It's terrifying, but that place was definitely very, very spooky. Like, they caught a lot of really good evidence there. And of course, it's a TV show, so they probably kind of blow a few things out of proportion and stuff, but it still is very, very intriguing. Like, I would love to go there.
Yeah, Josh Rutherford is here. Hello, Josh.
Josh! How you going, Josh?
He says, you could bring your own food and get it microwaved in the palm of your hand. I mean, yeah, the convenience.
Ew. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'd want to eat it, but it's good to have the option, you know? Definitely good to have the option.
Let's see what this comment says. Movie that scared me is The Entity. I owned it on DVD, and everyone I lent it to said they stopped after 20 to 40 minutes. Too scary. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. I'll have to look that one up. The Entity. I'll have to remember that one, because I love horror movies. Horror movies are like the best thing ever. So I'll have to definitely look up The Entity.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Oh, why'd you put me on the spot like that? Oh my gosh. You go first. Let me think.
No, now you put me on the spot.
Doesn't feel nice, does it?
I don't really like gory horror movies. I like the kind of creepy ghost ones.
Yeah.
Like, just like classics, like The Others is a really good horror film. Not really a horror film, but like a spooky film.
It's a suspense movie.
Yeah, scary film.
That's a really good one. Darn. One of my favorites is definitely The Exorcist. That is a classic, and I'm the worst person in the world because I can watch that movie and think it's hilarious.
I think everybody does now, because I know when it first came out, people were like passing out watching it.
Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chad.
Oh gosh.
No, honestly, yeah. When it first came out, people were like passing out and like, throwing up and getting sick and everything. And to this day, there's quite a few people that still cannot watch that movie like by themselves. And I could easily watch that movie completely by myself with just snacks in my bed behind me here and just crack the heck up. Like, I just think it's such a good movie and it's so funny.
Yeah. I don't think most people would say that, but yeah.
I mean, I'm not most people, so I'm Viva. There's a big difference. Poltergeist is also a very good movie. I see that. Messengers is also a very good movie. Yeah, those are definitely really good. Another suspenseful movie that I like is Silence of the Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I better than the movies. Have you seen the TV series Hannibal?
No, I've always wanted to see that, but I haven't watched it.
It's so good. It's really, like, it's dark and it's really gruesome, but it is so good. I think they cancelled it, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Before they finished it, but it was really, really good.
I need to look that up for sure, because I heard it was a good show. I'm trying to think of another one. Somebody said Insidious.
When the voice comes through the baby monitor. Yeah.
Holy
baby
crap.
monitors
definitely
freak me out. I do not like baby monitors. Like, when I have a baby, the baby will just sleep next to me because I can't do baby monitors. I always feel like because I think it freaks me out so bad because I don't know what this was. But when I was younger, I remember my mum was watching a film where this lady had lost her baby, and one night she heard crying on the baby monitor, and I was like, I'm done.
Oh, no,
That freaked me out so bad.
No. Yeah, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question for you guys and everybody here in the chat. Which It movie do you prefer? The old Tim Curry one or the new Bill Skarsgård one?
I mean, Skarsgård, I like him.
You can like him, but that doesn't mean the movie's good.
I think like both, I've seen both of them, and it's just because it's so long, like the movies are so long, I don't have a very good attention span when it comes to movies or TV. I don't watch very much TV or movies. Like, a lot of, like, people will be like, oh, what's your favorite television show, what's your favorite film? And I'm like, well, I've only seen, like, 5 in my life, so I can't really tell you.
I can honestly say that I liked Bill Skarsgård's rendition of it. Tim Curry did a fantastic job. Obviously, he walked so Bill Skarsgård could run, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim Curry's portrayal of it was definitely very comedic. Just like if you compare Jack Nicholson's Joker to Heath Ledger's Joker. Very comedic, very funny, and like kind of inviting in a way. But Bill was definitely going for the creep factor and the scare factor of that character, which I think was like genuinely impeccable.
Speaking of the Joker, have you seen the new Joker?
I have not. I need to watch it.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I usually don't like those kind of films, but it got me. I didn't want it to end. I was hooked on it. I thought it was really good, and I thought, what's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes, I thought he did a really good job.
I mean, he's a wonderful actor anyway. I feel like he does a good job at whatever movie he's in, honestly. Like, he's an amazing actor.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything? Any
we
stories
kind
they'd
of
like to
trailed
share?
off, and we turned into a movie review.
Yeah.
Live stream.
Welcome to the movie review channel.
Movie live stream. Yeah, definitely. If you guys have any more spooky stories, any more questions, feel free to let us know. Once again, Super Chat is definitely open on YouTube. It's not a requirement if you want to donate, but it's always nice, and we love you for it. Poltergeist. Yeah, Poltergeist was a good movie. Like I said, The Conjuring was a good movie. The
Conjuring. I think Josh said Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary. I like the original, not the new one.
The new one wasn't that great. I saw that recently.
No, it wasn't great at all. Ooh.
Michelle said, "Don't come for me. I haven't seen either of them. I am terrified of clowns and will not watch anything with them in it."
That's completely understandable. Nobody's judging you. This is a safe space. A lot of people hate clowns, and I think Tim Curry kind of set that in stone for a lot of people who are now adults, that they still are terrified of clowns because of him. But yeah, I promise you, you're not alone in that fact. I'm not afraid of clowns because I got thunder and lightning, so if they want to try it, they could get it. But yeah.
When I was younger, I used to have it. Now it's so creepy. I don't know why my parents put this in my room. I used to have this tiny little nightmare-looking clown on a swing hanging from my ceiling.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like anybody now would be like, that is like atrocious. Why would you have that?
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That's nightmare fuel right there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of nightmare fuel, Mr. Bunny asked if we've had any lucid dreams.
I've had one lucid dream in my life. Lucid dream is where you can control your dream, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had one dream where I was like, oh, I'm dreaming. I can do what I want. And then I woke up.
So that was a very short lucid dream.
Yeah, really short.
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever had a lucid dream before. I've had obviously, I think most people have dreams where they definitely wake up and they remember everything that happened in it. But that's about as much as I can think of as far as dreams go. I've never had a lucid dream where I can just control what's happening. I'm not that cool.
I literally, my dreams, if I wrote them down, I'd be locked up. Like,
Oh
they
my
are
gosh.
so terrifying, and they are so vivid. Like, I've had night terrors since I was young, and I can still remember nightmares I had when I was a kid because
Oh
they're
wow.
just that intense. Sometimes I wake up and I can't breathe. They're that intense.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you know what? I should just become like the next horror movie queen. Like, just write them all down and make these horror films out of them.
That's what I'm saying. I was just about to suggest that. You should totally write a book and just call it the Book of Nightmares.
I definitely should, but it would probably be banned because it's. I mean, it's bad. Like, my dreams are, like, for example, one that I can remember that I had a few years ago. This is gonna sound so stupid when I say it, but it's gonna sound really stupid, but it was terrifying. I dreamt that I was in this house, and there was a man in a suit, except his head was a fly's head, and he was chopping up my friends and then eating them, and I was trying to get out of his house. And it was the most vivid thing ever. Like, I can still see this fly man in my head.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess I'll make a movie called Fly Man.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. That sounds actually pretty terrifying, to say the least. I typically, whenever I have nightmares, since we're on the topic of dreaming, it's never like anything about monsters or anything like that. It's like real life stuff. Like an atomic bomb or like some post-apocalyptic sort of something, or like just something really weird and crazy like that. Like, I never have anything that is about monsters or ghosts or anything like that. It's usually something that's real and just like really can affect me, and I wake up like, I need to go do dishes or something. I need to get this off my mind.
Yeah, it takes me a minute. When I have really bad dreams, it takes me a minute to kind of come back because I wake up in a state of panic and I'm like, oh no, like my friends have been eaten by fly man.
I know, right? Jessica Carter wants to know if you still have your swinging clown.
I do not have the swinging clown. I have no idea what happened to it. I was really little. I don't know where that swinging clown is. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Bunny also said, not always controlled, but fully aware that you are in a dream. Yeah, that's basically what my dreams are like. I'm just completely aware that it's a dream, but I don't have any control over it at all. So I guess it's not lucid, but I'm still understanding that, yep, this is all in your head sort of thing.
Redreaming dreams you had as a child. I don't think I've ever redreamed a dream.
No, I've never had the same dream over and over before. We keep talking about dreaming. It's making me yawn. I don't know why. I'm not even tired.
You're ready for bed.
No, I'm really not. I'm so like pumped for tonight. I've been so excited and thinking about this all day. Like, I'm not tired at all. As soon as we start talking about dreaming.
When I woke up this morning, I felt like I'd been up all night on that live stream, even though, like, my head was just pounding. And I went back to sleep afterwards. I was like, I'm going back to bed.
I know. I woke up this morning, like I said, to kind of say good morning to the PQ guys since they were still on their 12-hour live stream. And they were like, Melissa, you want to get on? And I was like, no, I'm going back to sleep. Good night. And I just went back to sleep. So, yeah, I definitely ended up waking up super early, but then also going back to sleep as well.
All right. Any more questions? We got something from Michelle. I once dreamt that I was sleeping on the couch and water dripped from the ceiling onto my forehead. I woke up and somehow made it downstairs to the couch, and my forehead was dry, but I still had the sensation that it was wet. It freaked me out and still stays with me 20-something years later. That's weird.
That is a very weird one. That's too real, man. You check your pipes in your house. Make sure your plumbing's good, man. Or your roof. Is your roof leaking? It's a phantom leak.
I don't know if I'm the only person that has had this happen, but I've seen like what I thought was water or something white like fall from the ceiling out the corner of my eye, and then I probably got eye problems, but like I see that sometimes just out of nowhere. It's weird. I do have eye problems. I can't see, but
I think I don't know what that could possibly be.
I don't know either. It's just weird. It's like, it'll always be like, it looks like a water drip or something. And I'm looking around like, oh, there's a leak, but it's happened for a long time, like years and years and years. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, maybe you might need glasses or something.
I do. I have contacts in right now.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, there we go.
Yeah, if I didn't have contacts in, I would not be able to see anything.
I feel you. I got glasses on. If I take them off, I'm just like, where's everyone? Like, honestly.
Blind ghost hunt. Just like,
oh my god, that'd be terrifying. I could not do that.
Yeah. If we want to do like sensory deprivation, just like take my contacts out.
Oh my gosh,
I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Also, I just wanted to mention to you as well, India. Earlier, you said that you wanted to make like a bunch of like put your nightmares in a book or whatever, and you're like, oh, it probably would end up getting banned. What I was going to say to that, have you read 50 Shades of Grey?
I mean,
they made a movie out of that.
I know.
All sorts of stuff, girl.
Yeah, but 50 Shades of Grey, it's just so cheesy. It's like,
yes.
It's not. Don't get me started on the 50 Shades rant.
Listen, okay.
That is not a healthy relationship.
It's really not. And this ain't the live stream for it. So we're going to move on past that. But I'm just letting you know, your nightmare book is not going to be banned. And it would be a good idea.
I mean, if I could be as successful as the lady who wrote 50 Shades of Grey, I wouldn't complain about it.
Pretty much. Judy Hickman said, oh my God, my phone is dying. You ladies are great. Thank you for allowing me to join you. You are very welcome.
Thank you for joining us, Judy.
You have a wonderful evening. Here. Yes. You have a wonderful evening, Judy. You sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, all that fun stuff. And thank you for joining us once again.
Cheryl Ferris. Hello, guys. How are you doing? We're doing good. How are you?
We're good. How are you? We have been talking for quite some time, and I'm quite surprised that nobody's annoyed by my voice yet. So thank you, everybody, for tolerating me.
I think the way that you talk is very kind of intriguing. It's just easy to listen to you.
Oh, cut it out.
Like, let's go 12 hours. Let's do 13. Let's outdo them boys, you know?
Let's outdo the PQ guys.
Yeah.
13 hours.
Do you have any thoughts or experience with a Ouija board?
Nope. Next question.
For me, I have owned a Ouija board, and I went to Robert Murch's house, who is the foremost collector of Ouija boards in the world. He has thousands, and he has a museum in his basement. And he said that he has never experienced anything strange or bad happening, and he is like the king of Ouija. So, I mean, if nothing bad happened to him, there you go. That's how I see it.
That's your logic behind it?
Huh?
That's your logic behind it? You're like, if nothing happened to him, it's not going to happen to me.
I mean, he's got all these Ouija boards in his house. Like, if anybody's going to have bad luck, it would be him.
That's true.
And he said he hasn't experienced anything bad. And I went to his, so he has a society, the Talking Board Historical Society, and they put up a new gravestone for the lady who named the Ouija board, and it's in Denver. And when I lived in Denver, I went and saw it, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't personally believe in Ouija boards. Like, I think that just because every time I've played it or I've seen people play it, it always seems, anything that you're controlling, you can't really trust to be accurate paranormal evidence. But I know that people don't touch those things. I know people believe that they are like the worst thing in the world. My mum was, she doesn't like Ouija boards. She didn't like me having one. She swears that her mother was when they played it when she was younger, was spelling out words, and she wasn't a good speller, but was spelling out like these really complicated words. So I don't know. Personally, I'm not worried because I don't use them.
Yeah, I have never used a Ouija board, and I never will use a Ouija board. I'm just that sort of superstitious person, I guess. Of course, they sell it in toy stores, and it says like 8 and over, 8 years old and over, but I still just don't trust it. Nope.
I mean, but the thing is, though, also, like, when we're using spirit boxes, isn't that just like an electronic Ouija board? Like, we're still communicating.
Yeah, everything that a paranormal investigator does is similar to just simply using a Ouija board. But I can't get past the stigma about a Ouija board, you know? So I just can't get past it, so I probably will never, ever touch one or even be in the same room as one, honestly.
You would hate Robin Murch's house.
Listen, girl. You gonna have to pay me a lot of money to go up in his house.
Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna grab some water really quick. Just give me one
that's
moment.
not allowed. When I was little, maybe 5 or 6, I woke up out of a nightmare and saw a black shadow figure in my doorway. I hid under my blanket. Aw, kitty! This is so cute. Yeah, give the kitty some scream time. Oh, is Kitty being kicked out? Oh, so cute. Alright, this is the little cat intermission. Everybody admire the kitty cat.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Okay, bye.
I said that was the little cat intermission.
Yeah, kitty intermission.
Okay, let's read this comment. When I was little, maybe 5 or 6, I woke up out of a nightmare and saw a black shadow figure in my doorway. I hid under my blanket for about 5 to 10 minutes before I got the courage to check. There was no one. It freaked out my parents when I told them in the morning. Not sure if it was paranormal or maybe sleep paralysis. Either way, the experience has stuck with me. I think that would stick with anybody.
Yeah, that's completely understandable that would stick with you. Growing up, I lived in an apartment building that was haunted, and we would have stuff happen on a daily basis. We would see figures, we would see things move.
You got to talk about the spinning lady, because that is freaky.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I hope you guys still got your snacks, because there's another long story for you.
This is a good story though. This one put like goosebumps on me. Like,
well, it's a very, very strange story. But yeah. Anyway, so I lived, like I said, in Brooklyn, New York, and we lived in this apartment building. It was 4 stories. A bunch of people lived in there, but it was haunted. There was a building that was there beforehand that burned down. A lot of people passed away during that fire. But I remember sleeping in my mother's room because my sister liked to sleep in the dark and I wasn't sleeping in the room with her. So I slept in my mother's room that evening. And I remember looking out of her bedroom door and seeing this woman, long black hair, dressed in all white, just spinning. She was just looking up at the ceiling like this and just spinning. I don't even know if my mother knows about this story, but I couldn't take my eyes off of her. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was scared that if I closed my eyes, something was going to happen. So I just kept staring at her, and she just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. She never stopped. She never stumbled or anything like that. And it wasn't until the sun started coming up that the light coming in from the window slowly started making her fade out until eventually it engulfed her entire presence and she was gone. And then I finally was able to close my eyes and get a little bit of sleep. But yeah, she was just all night long. She was just spinning. And I don't know why.
That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. That is
that's crazy.
Nightmare. It's just the fact that she's spinning. If she'd just been standing there, it'd be like, oh, just another ghost story. But for some reason, she was spinning around.
Yeah, she was just spinning, and she had her head cocked to the side, looking up at the ceiling like this, and just spun. Weird.
I might steal that for my movie idea.
Yes. Hey, listen, we can make this movie together, man. I'm totally down for it.
Let's do it.
Michelle also said that she's with me about the Ouija board. So thank you, Michelle. I got one person on my side.
I think most people would be on your side rather than my side.
Well, it kind of goes half and half. A lot of people don't really see any negativity or stigma towards it. It's just, I just always have. I've always had that sort of mentality towards it. Let's see. Mr. Bunny says, see, people say that never happened to me, so it could never happen. They're talking about you with the Ouija board. Cheryl Farris.
Listen, I could die tomorrow, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Oh my gosh.
Jessica Carter says, my reoccurring dream is a shadow man crawling out from under my bed at my parents' house. The dust ruff looks like it's blowing in the wind, then he crawls out. And it is always the same dream, even now.
Ooh.
That's spooky.
You need
really spooky.
Thorough cleansing of your house and of yourself.
I mean, she's the lady who owns the haunted house that we've been investigating. So.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. You good then?
Yeah, she's used to it. She hangs out with the ghosts every day. She's used to it.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, that's probably just a regular Tuesday night for you, girl. And you good? Will Farris says, "Hey, you guys, how are you doing today? I hope you guys don't get sick. Stay healthy and stay safe." Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I hope that everybody is staying healthy, staying safe, washing your hands, 6 feet. You know that whole 6 feet thing, social distancing. I hope everybody's staying home. So just be careful out there for sure. It's crazy world out there right now.
Mm-hmm. I went to Aldi's today and I was wearing a mask and it was so weird because it's like there's stickers everywhere saying stay 6 feet apart from people, but then people keep coming up behind you and I'm like, oh, I have to like grab my carrots really quick and like get out the way because I hate how it feels right now. It's horrible.
Oh, I know. It's so tense right now. It really, really is so tense. Honestly, but I feel like as long as everybody keeps doing their part, we'll be okay and we'll be able to come out on the other side of this better, you know, and a little bit more health conscious too. I think a lot of people are taking this social distancing serious. They're taking their cleanliness serious as far as like washing their hands on a regular basis, which is awesome. So I think it's going to change things for the better, ultimately.
Hopefully.
Let's see.
We're going under the sea.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Under the sea.
Good answer. I've used them and had some do absolutely nothing and some go wild. I suppose it just depends on how energetic the spirit using it is. I guess that's about the boards.
Yeah, that's about the boards. I would say that that's pretty true. Bernie says, have been curious for a long time as to why do ghost hunters always ask for evil or malevolent spirits? Why not angels?
I don't personally do that. And I think there's a little bit of are you talking about demons? Like they're asking for demons? I think there's a huge obsession with demons in the paranormal field right now, especially because of all the television shows. And it's the reason why you see a lot of people ask for demons or evil spirits is because it makes for good entertainment and it makes it more scary. Because if you are like there communicating with just a nice lady, people aren't going to be as like scared as if you're like there like communicating with the most evil spirit in the world. It brings people in. It gets you the clicks. It gets you the views. So that's why.
Yeah, definitely. I have the benefit of working with like they're my partners or something, but investigating in places that have good and bad spirits, not necessarily negative or malevolent. I never call forward any negative spirits whenever I investigate. Whatever comes through. And if it is there to harm, hurt, or be mean or nasty or intimidating, then we kind of just try to push that energy away and only call forth spirits that are kind and are nice. Sometimes when we're investigating and we know that there is a spirit of a child there, then we will bring toys with us. We'll bring candy and we'll bring like coins and money and everything just to try to help that spirit come closer to us and feel more comfortable. We have, like I said, at the Anchorage, we have a spirit named Eddie McTaggart. He used to own the house a long time ago. Unfortunately, he passed. But whenever we investigate there and we try to talk to him and everything, he's the sweetest person. And even though he's still trapped there, technically, we see him as an angel. We see a lot of the good spirits that we interact with anywhere as angels, you know. At one point, they were alive. They were human. mind, body, and spirit, just like the rest of us. And as long as they have good intentions, in my opinion, I feel like they are angels in some way, shape, or form. They just haven't passed on yet.
Yeah, I think so too. Cheryl says, hi, India. Hello, Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl. I know you didn't say hi to me, but it's okay. That's a cute cat. It is a cute cat. He left, but yeah, it's a cute cat.
Very cute kitty.
Yes, that was crazy. Shadow figures. Yes, I've seen shadow figures. And I've seen a lot of shadow figures in my day. Yeah, yeah.
Melissa, tell the story about the lady that woke up your sister.
Oh, yeah. Also, side note, Cheryl Farris is my mother. Hi, Mommy. She kind of just put me out like that just now. Yeah, that story was actually pretty crazy as well. I have so many paranormal experiences. It's not even funny. It's all crazy from start to finish.
This is what you're here for. It's story time.
That's very true. But yeah, the apartment building that we lived in Brooklyn, New York, like I said, I didn't like to sleep in the room with my sister because she liked to sleep in the pitch black all the time, and my mother didn't, so I would sleep in the room with my mother. So my sister tells us a story many, many years after it happened, that she was woken up by a woman. She said it was a white woman who was just like, hey, just poking her. And she turns over and she's like, what? And she's like, can I sleep with you? And my sister's like, no, you cannot sleep with me. Like, go away. And she turns over. She tries to go back to sleep. And this woman, hey, and keeps waking her up. And she eventually turns over. She's like, what? And she's like, can I sleep with your sister? She's like, I don't know. Go ask her. And she turns over, and then the lady just kind of leaves the room. And then it didn't register to her until the next day, where she was like, that was weird. But then didn't say anything to me. I'm like, oh, so you sent this crazy ghost lady to me, talk about, oh, go sleep with her, go ask her. Like, that's not fair.
That is spooky.
It is spooky.
That is very spooky. That reminds me of The Haunting of Hill House. Have you seen that series?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
yes.
That's the lady that they keep seeing. That's like when they're in their beds and stuff.
Oh, the bent neck lady.
The bent neck lady.
Yes.
Viva is rad.
Oh, thank you. I try. I do my best. Let me brush off my shoulders.
We only have rad people on this channel, so.
That's right. I like to think of myself as the top rad person, but that's not necessarily true.
In the top tier rad people.
Of the top tier, yes. Okay. That is my question. Mr. Bunny says, that is my question. Amy Allen said many times some spirits don't know that they have passed over because they died so quickly. So investigators say, any spirits here who would like to communicate? Yeah. I think that definitely does end up happening when a spirit passes away way too quickly. It kind of leaves them in a limbo sort of area. But like I said, as long as the spirit has good intentions and has a kind heart and isn't pulling hair and like growling or anything like that, I consider it to be an angel. Because obviously we can't see them, we can't hear them all the time. So they have the upper hand in many, many ways. So just the fact that they aren't lashing out and they aren't angry at us for asking questions and being in their space, and they want to communicate and tell their story, that's a very kind thing for them to do. So I appreciate spirits that are like that.
Do you think that they're always at a location, or do you think they kind of go off to somewhere else and then come back? Like, do they go off to like some other place that we have no idea what it is and then come back in sometimes?
Like travel through dimensions sort of thing?
Yeah.
I think it's possible, especially when somebody has a quote unquote guardian angel. for example, I feel like whenever I go to go any place to investigate, I have a guardian angel. It is female, and the only thing is like she's not there, she's not here like all the time, sort of thing. So I think when it comes to spirits kind of going back and forth between like place to place, I think it's just when, especially in the sense of a guardian angel, when they feel like their person needs them the most, they can kind of pass over and come to you in your time of need and time of like when you're at your weakest point, for lack of better words. As far as like a haunting goes, I I honestly can't say because I've never had any experiences myself where a spirit is like, for example, at Trans Allegheny, but then they died there, but then they go visit their great grandmama up the road or something. You know, like I don't know.
The way that I picture it in my head, and I don't know why I picture it like this, but the way I picture it is that like when they're communicating with us, they're there in the location, but when we can't really hear from them, or that it just seems like they're not there, I just picture they're in this like place of just it's just black, it's just dark, and I don't know why I picture that, but I do. I guess I'm just picturing death is what I'm picturing, but it just from like. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. Nobody knows. But the way that I think about it is that they come in, and then sometimes they gotta go back wherever they are, like, and then sometimes they'll come back, and I don't know why there would be, times when they're there and when they're not. I don't know. It's like this is things that we try and figure out. These are the things. This is why we do it, because we don't know where these people are, and we don't know, like, how do they see us? What do we look like to them? How do they hear us? Stuff like that.
See, I think in some ways they kind of go on holiday. They go on vacation. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to go visit my great-granddaughter who's going through a rough time. But, like, I'm just going to chill. But then they kind of just go and then they come back. But yeah, like you said, it definitely is exactly why we do what we do. Because we do have those questions. We do have to figure out what the answers are. We go to these different locations and we interact with these different spirits to try to help correlate all these different things that are happening in these locations to try to figure out exactly if we can find an answer to what might be beyond this vessel or what might be lying afterwards when we go. And so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. You get it.
Cheryl says, do you know who she is? I don't know what is being referred to there.
My guardian angel, I think it is my grandmother.
I don't call mine like a guardian angel. I just think that there's this man that just follows me around, which sounds way worse, but like doesn't sound very desirable, but I just feel like there's somebody that is just because, and I say that because wherever I live, I have stuff happen. And like I had that man yell down my ear, and so I just get a feeling that it's a man, and I don't know who he is, and I don't know what he wants with me, and I don't know if he's looking out for me or what. But no clue.
Yeah, that's definitely a very, very strange one. Phobic says, I believe spirits are always there, but lying dormant until an event triggers them to manifest. I definitely would agree with that. That's kind of the same as what I was saying, but sort of different, where they kind of bounce between dimensions or realms or what have you. But yeah, that's a very good way to put it. They kind of lie dormant until something triggers them to come forward. I definitely understand that.
Josh says maybe they can roam around, like one day go to Disney, then next day go to the beach, and then they head home to their grave.
Bro,
yeah, they go on spring break.
Sick. Yeah, that'd be sick, man. Spring break for dead people.
Spring break.
Yes, man, that'd be awesome. Like Nicole Kidman, Mr. Bunny says, like that Nicole Kidman movie, The Others.
The Others.
I think it's possible maybe they might see us in that sort of way, where they think we're the ghosts, and we think that they're the ghosts. That's kind of I always thought that was a very, very good way to look at it too.
Because there are some EVPs out there where it'll be voices that will say things like, "Where are you? Who is that? Who's talking?" Stuff like that. I've heard EVPs like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you wonder, like, do they just hear a phantom voice, or like?
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah, they ask questions too. Like every so often, we'll do investigations and we'll get questions that come through, and we try to answer it for them, same as they try to answer our questions. I think it kind of can definitely go both ways, for sure.
Bernie says, "Here's food for thought. What if the spirits people communicate with are their future passed away self, but there are rules in the afterward? I get the afterward that are prohibited." Okay, that is I've never even thought about it like that.
No, you just blew my mind, dude. Bernie, come on,
like
man.
almost like being like, but if it was like me from the future, like me that had passed away, I would just be looking at myself every day and be like, "India, don't do that. India, stop. India, what are you doing? Pull yourself together."
Yeah, I would probably, if I was like in the future and I was seeing my younger self, I would just be like, "Girl, you keep doing you." That pretty much would be me.
I don't know.
Honestly.
I don't think I'd be the best ghost to myself. I would be trying to pull myself together.
I know I wouldn't be the best ghost to myself because I'd probably prank myself. I wouldn't put it past myself. I don't trust myself, you know.
You think people could live twice in another body and not remember their past life?
I don't know.
There's a theory out there that everybody is just the same person. That's just they live all these different lives, but it's just one person.
So you're saying me and you were twins?
We're the same person. We're the same. I guess they're saying it's like the same soul. I read a story about it, and it was like the same soul has to go through every single person's life to like learn what it is to be a human.
Huh. That's very interesting. I have never heard that, and I've never thought of that, and my mind is thoroughly blown by you and Bernie now. Thank you.
I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because that would mean like we're the same. We are the same, but we're also the same as like Charles Manson, or like, you know, like all these other people that you wouldn't want to be.
Oh gosh.
Like, yeah, like
Dahmer, Ted Bundy.
Yeah. I don't want to be Jeffrey Dahmer.
Like, no, not at all. I don't want to be any of them. Yeah, but mind blown.
On the other hand, I wouldn't mind being like, I don't know,
Beyonce,
a princess,
Rihanna,
like Meghan Markle, like living the luxury life.
Robert Downey Jr.
Being Robert Downey Jr. would be pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty dope. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth has a daughter named India.
Cute. You could say you're his daughter from the future, just like
will you adopt me and give me some of your
Marvel
money?
Yeah. I need some Marvel dollar bills. What is your view on reincarnation? Jessica says. I believe in reincarnation, but I don't think about it on a regular basis to be able to verbalize my thought process on it. For lack of better words, part of me thinks that when people see this bright light, like when they're passing on, it could possibly be like this bright light, you think you're going to heaven, but actually you're being born again, you know? So I've thought about it in that sort of sense, but I don't like to think too deep into it because my mind will go like way down into the rabbit hole, and then I'll probably need a straitjacket. So yeah.
There was this website, it's like something about I can't remember what the website is called, but it tells you all these things about your birthday, and then it tells you what you were in your past life. And apparently in my past life, I made poison and I lived in the Arctic.
I mean,
and what's weird though is my sister It said that she was an actor, or she was like, it said like this person was very into like drama in the theater. My sister is like going to school for drama, so I thought that was a little strange. I was like, maybe it was. Maybe it was
Connor, you better watch out. She used to make poison in her past life.
I used to make poison, so don't mess with me.
When the meatloaf starts tasting funny, Connor, you know what's up.
Let's see.
There's so many big questions. I love it.
Supposedly, we're all the same universal consciousness, experiencing ourselves from our different perspectives. That is so... It is too late for that thought. Like, my brain cannot wrap around it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Here's a question for you, India, from Cheryl Farris. She says, well, India, what started you to become a paranormal investigator?
When I was young, my mom had an experience where, well, she didn't have an experience when I was young. She told me when I was young about an experience she had when she was young, when she went to this castle in England and she saw a woman floating, and this woman was like a twin that had been, there was these two twins, and they were in love with the same man, and one of them was jealous of the other and locked her in the tower that she saw this woman floating in. And apparently, like, the story has kind of changed over the years, because this is like the 70s, but it was something like, when you saw this woman, there was supposed to be a curse that after like 2 days somebody in your family would die, and then a relative did die. So I was like, that's weird. Maybe I should look into that stuff. And that's how I became a paranormal investigator.
Yeah, that's definitely a crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody is interested, the reason as to why I got into the paranormal is because of my mother. Well, not just because of her. We also lived in a very, like I said, haunted apartment building. So I had pretty much no choice. I kind of dove into the paranormal with my head first. But my mother would watch these paranormal TV shows. Like I don't know if anybody remembers these shows that I'm about to name off. Scariest Places on Earth with Linda Blair. We love that show. Fear, which was on MTV, where people would go to these different locations and they'd have to investigate by themselves, and that was wild. Most Haunted, which was a UK show. I don't know if you remember that show, India.
Most Haunted? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Are they still on?
I think they are, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And there used to be this other show with Chris Fleming.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that show. But
yeah, that show.
That show. Yep. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we used to watch all these different paranormal shows, and like Ghost Hunters, like when they first came out and everything. We used to watch all these paranormal shows, and we were always so intrigued by it. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, oh man, I can't wait I want to go to these places. I want to go investigate, and I want to do a spooky tour. You know, I've always wanted to do stuff like that. And now it went from me wanting to do and go to these different places to being able to have access to go to these different places to now I am part of a company, Hidden Marietta, that does tours and does paranormal investigating and does exactly what I would see on TV. So it kind of comes full circle, and I genuinely love doing what I do. It's pretty awesome, honestly. The one place that was on my bucket list of places that I wanted to go, I remember watching an episode of Scariest Places on Earth, and the episode was about Athens, Ohio, and it was about OU, Ohio University, and how it was haunted, and talking about the Ridges, which was an insane asylum located in Athens. And I think it was early last year was the very first time that I got to go to the Ridges and see it like face to face or face to building, I guess. It was beautiful, and of course, Ohio University owns the building, so you can't go there to do tours or investigate or anything, which sucks. But they have their student museum. Hi, Kitty. He wants me to throw a hair tie. Hiya! They have their student art museum in the building, so you're able to kind of wander around on the first floor, but you can't go throughout the building or investigate. And hopefully we'll be doing some stuff. Hidden Marietta will be doing some stuff in Athens as well, as far as like tours go, investigations possibly.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on what we got coming up after this quarantine.
This quarantine is just, oh god, dragging on. Like I saw a post I made on Instagram, and it was about being in quarantine, and it was 4 weeks ago, and I was like, have I really been doing this for a month? Like it shocked me.
I know.
I didn't even realize.
It's been a very long time. It's crazy.
We got some comments coming in.
I know, we got a lot coming in, man.
Girl, we gotta get our reading glasses on. Like, let's go.
Woo! I'm playing fetch with my cat. Sorry.
Patrick is here from the haunted side.
Hey,
hello, Patrick.
Patrick.
Ghost out for Patrick.
Yes. Can we get some ghost hype in the chat for Patrick, please?
That is just because if you've just joined us, we got some super chats earlier, and when we get a super chat on this channel, we say
everything.
Ghost out for whoever gave the super chat.
Don't. Sorry. He's up on the mantle now. Wait. Okay, hold on.
She makes poison, owns embalming fluid, and a body bag. I'm guessing you were watching me last night on Paranormal Quest. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Okay. I'm back. Sorry.
Go. Thank you, Alex, for being on the stream. If you're still on here, you're probably not, because I don't know if you are. But thank you for coming anyway.
Yeah. Hey, Josh Rutherford, thank you for the $25 super chat.
Oh, go stop for Josh! Yes. Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
Can we get some ghost hype in chat for Josh Rutherford? That's awesome.
Everybody put your ghost out for Josh Rutherford. Put your ghost emojis in the chat right now. Thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate that.
Awesome. Definitely. It's great that you're able to do that. My cat's rubbing on the tripod right now. So the camera wobbling. It's because of him. What are you doing, baby? Hi.
Okay, let's see. Viva, do you remember Ghost Whisperer? It's not real, but I freaking love that show.
Yes, I do remember that show. I definitely wasn't that into it, but I remember my mother watching it very briefly. There's a lot of different paranormal shows that I used to watch that I don't watch anymore. I find that now that I actually do investigations and do ghost hunts and learn history and give tours and stuff, don't scratch my foot, and do all these things, that I don't really watch paranormal shows too often anymore.
Mm-hmm. I don't either.
Yeah, because I sit there and I watch it and I'll pick it apart. Because with certain shows, they make it seem as though, oh my gosh, this crazy thing is happening and there's all these crazy stuff happening. Oh my gosh. But realistically, they're investigating for maybe 8 hours, and they have to put that 8 hours of investigation into 1 hour. And you and Connor know that very, very well with your channel. You get a lot of a lot of evidence, and then you get a lot of quiet times where you're just kind of sitting there twiddling your fingers and just doing your own thing, hoping something happens. But yeah, I watch these shows and I pick it apart, and I feel like that's really, like, I shouldn't do that.
But when I was younger, I used to watch like the very early Ghost Adventures. And it used to scare me so bad, and I used to get like really bad goosebumps. And now I watch those same episodes, and I'm like, okay, but I'm debunking this, and I'm debunking this, because, I mean, I've done it myself now, so it doesn't scare me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes it really, really hard to watch these shows anymore. I mostly, when I do watch them, it's more for entertainment and not necessarily for the evidence that they capture.
Hmm.
It's still a good bit of the time whenever I watch shows, it's very good evidence. But I find myself kind of just like, maybe it was this, or maybe it was that, or maybe somebody farted, stuff like that.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, somebody farted.
Or somebody's stomach is growling. That's also a thing.
Haunted Side says, come guest star on an episode, Viva.
The haunted side?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I would take up that
opportunity. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, honestly. You can find me on Instagram, Viva la Melissa. You can also find me on Hidden Marietta. If you look up Hidden Marietta Tour Company on Facebook, Hidden Marietta on Instagram, you're able to kind of shoot us a message, and I can always get that information. I have access as an admin to both of those social media accounts. So just send us a message, and I will get back to you. I promise.
Patrick actually wants to join. Would you be okay with Patrick joining us, even though this is a ladies' night? We can have we can make an exception.
Yes, I will make an exception for you, Patrick.
All right, let me. Patrick, I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook. I don't even know if I have you on Facebook or I'm on Connor's Facebook.
Well, I'm going to go back up and look at some comments here while she's doing that.
Okay,
Mr. Bunny said, what unsolved mysteries didn't scare you with Robert Stack? Do you know that one? Is that for you?
I do not know that one.
I don't recognize that one. I'm sorry, Mr. Bunny. Okay, Bernie says, why are there a bunch of crystals on the spirit box? Bunches of crystals on spirit box. Is it to help attract them to communicate through it? If so, then why do hunters use crystals for protection? I've had too much caffeine. Same. I've also had too much caffeine. But I think that certain crystals have the ability to do certain things. A lot of crystals people use for protection. A lot of crystals use to bring good positivity and love to you. And I think when you use them in a certain combination or you use them in a certain way, then you have access to different things that might happen. So it's a very good question, but definitely people use them in all sorts of different ways. And I would imagine there's ways for crystals to be able to help spirits come forward and communicate with you, especially when you make them feel like they're in a safe space and they can be comfortable.
Okay, so I did send Patrick the link, so on Facebook, if he's still watching.
Okay.
So he may be here, he may not. I don't know if he's still watching.
Josh Rutherford. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Years ago, driving home from work in the late evening, a homeless man was standing in the middle of the highway. But as I got closer, the man shifted into a scruffy-looking dog and disappeared. That's actually really weird you should say that, because when I was little and living in England, we were coming home one night on a dark country road, and there was a man standing in the middle of the road with, like, old farmer's clothing on, and he just disappeared into nothing. So, similar experience.
I've never had that sort of experience. My husband said that he's had that happen to him, where he saw someone standing in the middle of the road as he was going around a bend in a back road somewhere, and then he went directly through them, and then they just disappeared. He was just like, all right, well, I'm just going to keep going because I don't think insurance covers hitting ghosts, so I'm just keep it moving. But yeah, Josh Rutherford said I was going to do more, but I got to wait until payday after hitting my buds on PQ with super chats last night. That is totally fine, Josh. We appreciate it.
I mean, $25 is amazing. Like, anything is amazing. Like, it's just, we never expect that. So, we thank you deeply for your super chat, and you don't have to send us anymore. Like, thank you so much. Here is an idea, blind spirit box here in US while asking questions in the UK. That'll be interesting.
That would be pretty cool. Mr. Bunny said, like your shirt, Viva. Yeah! This is my Hidden Marietta shirt. This is our company logo, not to like accentuate or, you know, point out the chesticle area here. But yeah, this is our logo. Let me move over. There we go. Hidden Marietta. So yeah, if you go on Instagram or you go on Facebook, you'll be able to find this logo. You search it on Google, you can find this logo, and then it'll lead you directly to our website.
And on that note, we have Patrick.
Well, good day, ladies.
Hello.
How's it going?
Lovely to.
Oh, he froze.
Oh no, Patrick, you're frozen. I'm gonna call you Elsa from now on because you're frozen.
I was just about to say. Oh, he's back. Are you on the way somewhere exciting?
Yes, actually. Heading back home. I can't say anything yet, but we have something like unbelievably cool that's about to happen.
Ooh, this is
Brace yourself, Viva.
Yeah,
I know.
very, very, very cool. We're probably gonna announce it within the next like couple of days. Yeah, we it's been insane. There's been like so much stuff going on just in the last few weeks. India, do you remember? I'm sure you know Paranormal Electronics. They're like a huge paranormal like store in the UK, online store. We just signed a partnership deal with them today.
Wow.
That is dope. That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're gonna be sponsoring like several episodes.
Wow,
Nice.
that's awesome.
That's great. Oh my gosh, man. That's awesome. I don't even know you, but I'm proud of you, bro.
I wish I could tell you the other thing. What's
We won't tell anybody.
My name's Viva. Nice to meet you.
I love it. Well, if you're friends with India, then you're a friend of mine.
See, respect.
Yeah, I like how so tonight was gonna be like a girls' night, but Patrick is now he's like one of the girls, you know.
I know. Listen, we'll slap a wig on him. We'll call him Shirley. It's all right.
Patricia.
Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Patricia? Girl,
I think he's frozen again. Oh, he's back.
No.
I
And his
froze.
audio's out.
I froze for like
gosh.
a second. I'm driving back from South. Oh, sweet Jesus!
You're driving back from where?
Anything but that. I drive back from South Lake Tahoe, and I'm like just getting out of the mountains. So now I should be good. I should be crystal clear.
Well, in case you didn't hear us, we said that we're going to call you Patricia and slap a wig on you.
But and I even wore my.
It's freaking out.
It's okay. We're gonna try and start again with whatever you were just saying because it broke up.
I said I even wore my spring colors for you. I've got gray on instead of black.
Oh.
Wow, that's how he
Living
dressed
on the
up. He dressed up for this live stream.
Oh, you better work. Listen.
Oh snap!
Oh, snap.
Oh,
You
quit
better work.
Does anybody in the comments have any questions for Patrick? Because I know everybody loves Patrick. He is Mr. Popular. He is. Everybody like sees you and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Patrick!"
It's Patrick. Anybody got a question for Patrick?
Oh, not hearing what you're saying. The audio's cutting out.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear you.
It's like you're a mime. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can you sign language even though you're driving?
Are you throwing up gang signs, sir? What set do you rep?
Real quick, Leanne! Ghost out for Leanne. She has very generously given us a super chat, so thank you very much, Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne.
Little clap for Leanne. Ghost out for Leanne. Woo! Thank you so much, Leanne.
Yes.
We really do appreciate that.
Let me get some ghost emojis in the chat for Leanne. That is awesome.
Throw in them ghost emojis.
Yeah.
Patrick, do you want to like leave and maybe try and come back because your audio is not working? It's not working still.
Shake your head yes or no.
Scratch your nose if you need help.
Yes.
Oh, he's gone.
He got it. Okay. But yeah, thank you so much, Leanne. That is awesome. We appreciate it. I know you're probably sick of seeing my face. PQ always has me on some way, shape, or form. I'm so sorry.
We could never get sick of your face.
Listen,
Never.
Oh,
and he's back. Let's see if this works.
is he back?
Okay.
So
We can hear you.
I hear StreamYard's getting a nap. That's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
gonna be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Last night we had to cut our live stream short because we couldn't hear nobody could hear anybody and it was a nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
It
know.
was pretty rough.
I kept trying to help you out. I was like, oh my God. I was like, please stop work, audio work. It sounded like you just had like somebody like hidden, just sitting there typing away.
Literally. But we could. I mean,
transcriptionist.
you had a live stream last night.
Like,
Paranormal Quest had their live stream last night, so we were like, we'll just take over Saturday night instead.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Yeah,
Also,
no, it literally sounded like you had 73 ghosts all doing their resume in your last night. Like they're just like
they were all updating their
so
resume
bad.
at once.
Yeah, for real. I was like, oh my Lord.
Listen, times are hard for ghosts too, man. They got to find a job out here. It's rough for
I
everybody.
know. They're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, man.
The
It's rough for
people
everybody.
in this house are asking for rent money now.
Listen, I don't play that. If you're going to stay here, you got to pay rent, baby. Ghost or not.
Exactly.
Leanne says Viva gives me live. She gives me live too. She gives everybody live.
Thank you, Leanne. Thank you. I appreciate that, honestly.
I know.
What up,
I do
Leanne?
my best.
Bernie says, what does
can't see the
Patrick
chat.
think of the ghosts of our future self? Oh, okay. So we've been having this discussion about are ghosts actually our future selves that have passed on that are communicating with us, if that makes any sense.
Ooh, that would make total sense. That's why I keep throwing rocks at myself.
It's like, hey, dummy, listen.
Yeah, I keep getting hit with stuff on every investigation.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I said
Sense?
I'd be really mean to myself if I was a ghost
Yeah,
of myself.
That's a pretty awesome theory. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I had never heard of it either until they mentioned it, and then that's when my mind was blown. Thanks again, Bernie, for blowing my mind.
Because I mean, it kind of makes sense even too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then there's the theory that we're all the same person, like we're all one consciousness, but we're just living at different lives. What do you make of that?
100%.
Yeah, so Patrick, that means me and you are twins.
I know. We
Don't
go
you
way
think
back.
we all look just alike, you guys?
And we have a super chat from Susan and Connor. Thank you so much. Give us out for Susan and Connor. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you so much.
We
That is so
appreciate
generous
it.
of you. We really do appreciate that. Thank you very, very much.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. It's
We
really
love you
awesome.
guys too. We love you guys.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Even
One
though,
more super
of
chat.
course, the super chat is directed towards India and Connor. I love you too, girls. All right. Yeah, you can't take me nowhere. I act up. I'm ridiculous. This is me all the time, just so you guys know.
That's the best way to be.
Right? Especially right now. Oh my gosh.
So, Patrick, where are we going to collab when we finally can collab?
Well, it sucks that we had to push back our Waverly Hills
Mm-hmm.
investigation and Bobby Mackey's
Mm-hmm.
because of everything going on. But it's up to you guys. Where do you want to go?
Let's go to... Wait, where were we just talking about, Viva? The Paris catacombs. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just go all out and go.
That is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
We were also talking about
I'm on
Chernobyl,
board
but I
with
don't
that.
think we'll be able to do that.
And that sun is hella bright behind me, huh? Look at that.
You're glowing,
There we go.
honey. That's all that
I know,
means.
it's-
You're glowing.
That's bright as you two ladies' futures.
Hey,
Look at that.
what's up,
Snap.
Patrick? How you doing? Listen, keep complimenting me.
That's what I.
Viva
That's
is
all
loving
I
it over there. She's like, yeah, bring this guy on again.
do. That's all I do. I just compliment people
You
constantly.
Hey,
And
that
then
makes people's day.
things just seem to work out in my favor. I don't know why. I you know.
Listen, that's what you call good karma. You put good
I
out
was
in
just
the
about to
world, you
say.
get good.
That's the truth, though. Amen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still playing fetch with my cat. I apologize.
I wish I had a cat to play fetch with.
I've
Bring
got
the
2
dog.
cats.
Oh, everybody's got cats. I mean, I have a dog, and so I can't have a cat because my dog would kill the cat. And I love my dog, but I used to have 2 cats, and then seeing everybody's cats just makes me miss having a cat.
Connor, bring the dog. We need to see the baby face.
Connor, bring Benji in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hear him faintly in the background like he's a ghost.
He's like, yeah, what?
I know.
That was
I hear
Benji, come here.
I hear the voiceover voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's secretly our
Patrick,
director.
what's up, man?
What up, dude? Good to see
What's
you.
up?
Oh, you know,
What's up,
living the dream,
everybody?
staying busy,
We're part of the ladies right now.
Hey.
rocking the socks.
I see. I'm excited to hear your news. I was watching the stream.
Bro, we got a few things, man. I've had so much stuff kind of in the works because I've been home with nothing to do except reach out and try and set stuff up, and I've got a bunch of stuff coming through.
That's good, man.
Stoked.
I'm
And one of
proud
them
you,
is our collaboration.
Woo. I'm excited to see it. That's going to be awesome.
You guys are in Virginia, right?
Us?
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Why did I think you were in Virginia?
Close to it.
I guess it's not too far, huh?
Yeah, only a few hours.
Oh, yeah,
I must
yeah.
say.
Okay, that might be it. But yeah, South Carolina. Okay, then yes, we need to plan something like immediately.
Let's do it. Message me
Right
later.
now, let's go.
Message me
Okay.
later. Let's talk about it.
Let's pack a bag and go. Well, we can't,
No,
but
We can't.
No, I'm
Hey,
I'm
hey,
100%
quarantine.
ready.
Quarantine.
100%
Stay
ready.
safe. Stay home.
We talked about
actually-
it on one of our other.
Viva, Jessica, the lady who owns the haunted house, she
Yes.
said, have her come to our house with you guys.
Hey, listen, Jessica. I don't know if you want to deal with all this. It's a lot of woman to handle. I don't know if you want it, girl. All right? Listen here.
Yeah,
So you
Patrick,
ready?
message me later. Let's talk about it.
Dude, for real, because we had to cancel so many trips. We had to cancel Kentucky. We had to cancel upstate New York. We had to cancel a ton of them. And we just
Oh,
have
man.
flight vouchers. Tons of them.
Oh, that
So
sucks.
we can just be
Wow.
like, boom, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's
That
do
sucks, though. But at least you still have the opportunity to still go to those places, though. That's awesome.
What a great problem
Yeah.
to have. A bunch
Right?
of
I know,
flight
right?
vouchers.
Man.
Oh God, it was so crazy. Because like as a ghost hunter, right? We're like, hell yeah, flights anywhere in the country are less than $200. And then it's like, oh, but by the way, every place that you want to investigate is closed or you can't get to, or
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Or the state is like, no, once you get in here, you're quarantined. So it's
Yep.
like, wow. It's like the worst problem to have. We could finally go anywhere we want. And it's like, just kidding.
I know.
And
pretty much.
gas is like 99 cents. So
Oh, the struggle,
I
man.
know.
Right
Dude,
when
I
we
just
can't
feel-
go anywhere, all the prices go down for everything. It's wild.
I know. I was like, oh my God, I literally just got gas and it was $1.19
Yep.
here in Reno, in Nevada. I was like, what the hell?
cheaper
not
than a bottle
fair.
of soda now.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my gosh.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Let's see.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
I'll get the dog. Give me 1 second.
Get all Banjo-Angie.
Also, Josh said that he also has cats. He has 3 cats and a dog. And cats
Wait,
if I
but
didn't
Josh-
have a
take care
beagle,
of.
I could probably have a cat and a dog, but I have a beagle, so I can't.
Why can't you?
I like that little accent there, Patrick. Thank you for that.
What accent?
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
just put him
What are
on.
you on about?
What are you on about, mate?
Mate,
Oh God! See, this isn't a little like cat that you can just put on your lap. He's fat. Oh,
Baby!
oh God!
Look at this.
Oh, that's a big baby.
This is our Scooby-Doo, everybody. His
Hi,
name is
Scoob.
If
Benji.
you put his ears like this, he does look like Scooby-Doo. Hey, look at the camera. Hold his head like that right there.
Ruh-roh.
I know.
Yeah, right?
Come on, look at the camera.
I know.
He's really camera shy. It's funny. Like he does not like being on the camera. He's like he knows people are watching him.
You know what's wild?
Yeah,
I
he's like-
actually do a
he's like,
really
hell
good
no.
Shaggy impression.
We were for Halloween last year. We didn't end up doing it, but I was gonna be Velma and he was gonna be Shaggy, and we're gonna have Scooby right here.
Yes, it's like Scoob, we gotta get out of here. Zoinks!
He did.
I think Patrick would actually make a good Shaggy.
Yeah, he did. You did just sound like Shaggy just now,
Yes,
which is
that
kind
was
of funny.
perfect. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Zoink, Scoob!
Oh, we're going somewhere else with Patrick right now. We're going somewhere else. This is exciting. Where are we going?
This is not exciting. Trying to find a parking space.
Oh, I thought we were
There should
going
be
on a road
tons of
trip.
parking now. There's barely anybody out.
Yeah, unfortunately,
well,
not here.
That's fun. Ow! You
Oh,
scratched
let me just use my backup camera real quick. Okay, we good.
Oh my gosh, India, you're about to be mad at me.
Why?
Oh.
So I'm using my phone to do this, right?
Now I don't have any of that.
When I started, I was at 100%, and now I'm at 10%.
Girl, are we gonna have to
Girl.
say bye?
Drain.
We've been on here
That's
for
probably-
like over 2 hours.
Yeah, almost two and a
Probably
half
an
hours
apparition.
actually. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
apparition.
Oh, well, everybody, we're gonna have to say bye to Viva because
I know. I'm so
her
sorry.
phone is dying.
I know. I suck. I need to buy a webcam. I apologize. I'm too poor to buy a webcam.
So I hear we need some super chats. All right, one more super chat. Come on, guys.
Go Southfoot, everybody!
Oh my gosh.
Help a sister out. help a ghost sister out, man.
You can get
How much
a
did you
damn
sister?
yeah, you can get a damn good webcam for like $25, guys. Come on,
Kitty,
help her out.
no. Kitty, no.
Oh my god. You
Oh
know
my gosh.
what's funny is webcams. You can't even find them anymore in the stores. You can't even order them. They're all gone.
Yeah, it's wild.
No,
like
You gotta Amazon that shit.
Yeah. Well, no.
even on
will
Amazon,
ship
it takes like a week or two for you to be able to get it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking. I was specifically looking for a webcam just so I could do this, and there's none.
I know.
Oh, we're losing
I
Patrick.
ordered some
He turned
for
into
our
a
gear.
robot.
Trying to.
The Terminator has got him.
Wait, Patrick, you're skipping out, my man. You sound like the Transformer.
That's amazing.
You sounded like Optimus Prime for a moment there.
I think you mean Optimus Fine.
Oh, all right
Oh my
now.
God.
That works. Listen here.
I think we need to leave, Connor. I think these two got it.
Well, honestly, I am gonna have to leave
See you guys
because my
again.
phone. I don't want it to just
Wait, can you hear
completely
me?
die out on you guys.
All
Oh, there
right,
we go.
well,
I couldn't hear
thank you
Yes.
for coming on the stream. We
Yes,
really appreciate
mwah,
it.
mwah, mwah.
My spooky sister.
I know, Spooky Sisters forever.
Spooky sisters for life.
Patrick, it was wonderful meeting you. It was wonderful talking to you. Much love.
Pleasure.
My brother from another mother. Please.
The pleasure was all mine.
Of course, of course. Please shoot us a message on our Hidden Marietta stuff, and I'll be able to get in contact with you and add you on like Facebook and all that fun stuff. Okay?
Please do,
Yes.
and I will as well.
Alrighty, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful evening. Happy haunting.
Don't do anything. I wouldn't.
I
Bye-bye.
will do everything. Listen here, don't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy.
But if you do it better, girl.
Do it. Hey, listen. Hey. You already know. All right, bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You just be friends.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, hold on. We've got some comments.
Oop! I can't hear you now.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear us?
Are you guys gonna?
Hello?
Can you hear
Hello,
me?
hello?
Can you not hear us?
Try to take me off the stream and then put me back in. Maybe that'll. Maybe.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hola.
Hola. Hola, senor.
Oh, I still. What?
Still can't hear us?
Earth.
What's going on?
Well, I think I'm just gonna have to head out, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just came in and just pieced right on out.
Wow.
I did just get home though. See, I'm in the workshop. This is where the
Oh, you have
magic
the same
happens.
light as Viva.
All this gear. People are always like, "What is it like to be a paranormal investigator?" This is what it's like to be a paranormal investigator.
Right.
There's an enormous amount of cables and cords everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, I still can't hear you. So I apologize, but I'm out of here. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Thank you so much for having me pop on for a few minutes. Take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I will message you. Faux shizzle. See you guys.
Bye-bye. All right. And then there was just two. So we got a comment right here. I joined late, but India, what's your best ghost encounters? My best ghost encounter?
Yeah, what's your best guess and ghost guess?
I think they're all good. I don't have a best one. I don't have one that really sticks out. What drives your passion for ghost hunting? My passion for ghost hunting is driven by just wanting to experience something paranormal for myself. Like, I want to see a ghost. That's what drives me.
Viva's just talented.
Can't wait until we all do it again soon. Yeah, me too, girl. It was really fun, even though it turned into a girl and boy night. But that's okay. I guess you can be allowed in.
I can be a girl. I can act like a girl.
Alright, does anybody have any last minute questions? Because I am hungry and I need to go eat something. Anybody have anything they want to say?
I just want to say, though, I really appreciate everybody who supports us, watches our show, and has been sending super chats lately. Like, it really means so much, guys. It really does. And from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it. Every bit of that is helping us make more episodes. So thank you.
We really, really do appreciate it, and it's so nice of people to help us out with filming, because it's not a cheap hobby. It's not, and the fact that people just do that out the kindness of their hearts is really, really lovely. So thank you to everybody. Nice meeting you, India, from Viva's mother. Who's nice meeting you too. Josh says, I'm in West Virginia and I have an aunt and uncle in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Y'all anywhere near Pawleys Island? Pawleys Island is probably like
A few hours.
a 3-4 hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, love you guys, Darcy Lou says. We love you too, Darcy Lou. Yeah, we love everybody. We love talking to everybody, and I love that so many people are interactive on these live streams, because it's so nice.
It makes it fun, you know, like, especially since we're all kind of like stuck at home during this crazy time in this quarantine. Like, it's really fun for you guys to get to know us more and ask us questions that you can't get from watching our episodes on our YouTube channel. So, like, I love answering questions and sharing my paranormal experiences with all of you guys.
Yeah, well, we want to thank everybody for watching, and we will be back. You said, yeah, it's near Myrtle Beach. Yeah, that's like 3-4 hours away.
Yeah.
But we will be back. So wait, what day is it? We'll be back next week. I do have somebody else that I'm going to be bringing on here to talk with. And Bernie says, you girls are awesome. Keep up the good fight. You don't count because you're not a girl. Thank you. My daughter is crazy in a good way. She is so funny. I love her. She is like the best.
Mm-hmm.
She really does make me laugh. She's hilarious. But yeah, thank you everybody, and we will be back soon. And I hope you all have a great weekend. What's left of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stay
last
safe.
question, y'all USC or Clemson fans? I am neither. I'm not into football. And Connor is not from South Carolina, so he's neither either.
No,
Neither either.
I'm from the Midwest, so I don't really follow sports. So I hope you guys all have a good weekend, though. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us.
Everybody have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.